In a quiet, cool room deep inside an ancient stone tomb, there lies a long wooden box. Inside that box is a mummy, a person who lived thousands of years ago. Their face is wrapped in cloth. Their hands are crossed. Around them are treasures, food, and little statues. This is not a scary mummy from a movie. This is a real person from ancient Egypt. Long ago, Egyptians believed that mummifying a body helped a person live forever. A mummy is a body that has been preserved so it does not rot away. In ancient Egypt, making a mummy was a very careful and special process. The Egyptians believed in life after death. They believed that when a person died, their soul would go on a journey. If the soul found the body still safe and whole, it could return and live forever in the next world. That is why the body had to be protected. The process of making a mummy took about 70 days. First, the embalmers washed the body. Then they removed the organs, like the stomach, lungs, and liver. These were cleaned and placed in jars called canopic jars. Each jar had a lid shaped like the head of a god. The heart was sometimes kept in the body because the Egyptians believed it was the center of thinking and feeling. The brain, on the other hand, was usually thrown away. The embalmers used a hook to pull it out through the nose. Next, they dried the body using a special kind of salt called natron. This salt soaked up all the moisture so the body would not decay. After many days, the body was dried out and ready to be wrapped. The embalmers rubbed oils and perfumes onto the skin. Then they wrapped the body in long strips of linen cloth. Sometimes they used hundreds of feet of cloth. They placed amulets, small magical charms, between the layers. These were meant to protect the person on their journey to the afterlife. Finally, the wrapped mummy was placed in a coffin. Rich people had fancy coffins with bright colors and pictures of gods and symbols. Some coffins were shaped like the person's body and painted with their face. The coffin was then placed inside a tomb. A tomb was like a house for the dead. Inside the tomb, people placed food, clothes, jewelry, and even furniture. They believed the person would need these things in the next world. Mummification was mostly done for kings, queens, and rich or important people. Regular people were sometimes buried in simpler ways, but even they tried to preserve the body a little. The most famous mummies are from Egypt, but mummies have been found in other parts of the world too. In places like Peru and China, people also found ways to preserve bodies using dry air, cold, or other methods. One of the most famous mummies is King Tutankhamun, often called King Tut. He was a young pharaoh who ruled Egypt more than 3,000 years ago. His tomb was discovered in 1922 by an archaeologist named Howard Carter. Inside they found amazing treasures, gold masks, chariots, jewelry, and statues. King Tut's mummy was still inside his coffin. His tomb helped the world learn more about ancient Egypt. For many years, people were curious about mummies, but did not always treat them with respect. In the 1800s, some people in Europe held mummy unwrapping parties, where they opened real mummies in front of a crowd. Today, scientists study mummies in careful and respectful ways. They use tools like X-rays and CT scans to look inside without opening them. This helps them learn about the person's age, health, and how they lived. Mummies can tell us many things. They show us what people looked like long ago. They teach us about medicine, religion, and daily life in ancient Egypt. Some mummies have even shown signs of diseases like arthritis or toothaches. Scientists can also study the linen wrappings and learn how cloth was made. Even the jars and tomb decorations give us clues about beliefs and traditions. Today you can see real mummies in museums all over the world. The Egyptian Museum in Cairo has many, including royal mummies. The British Museum in London and the Louvre in Paris also have mummy displays. When people look at a mummy, they are seeing a person from the distant past, a person who was loved, who lived a life, and who hoped to live forever. The ancient Egyptians believed that as long as someone remembered your name, you would never truly die. That is why they wrote names on tombs and coffins. That is why they made sure the body stayed safe. Mummies are not just old remains, they are reminders of a powerful hope. the hope that life can go on even after death.